Right then, let's have a look at this morning's car boot haul, which was an okay day. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Started off with these first 5 lots. Now there's a reason I got these, because I don't normally collect tins, but a friend of mine put a photograph on Facebook yesterday of him as a young lad with his grandfather who smoked a pipe, and we had a little joke about various types of tobacco that he used to smoke. And my granddad used to smoke, I think it was Golden Virginia. His granddad used to smoke whiskey shag or something, I don't know. Anyway, I was going to look out for, St Bruno, that was another one. So I said I'll look out for any tins, because they come up often in car boot sales. So I thought I'd look out for any tins, St Bruno or whiskey flake, that was the one. I didn't see any today, but I will see some, and as soon as I find them, I'll send them to him, just as a little, little nostalgia thing. But in any case, I picked up these 5 tins, and this one I picked up, I can't remember how much this was, but this was a £5, which is very expensive for me, for this sort of thing. And they are full of various nuts and bolts. Look like they're imperial sizes. There's 4, that's very odd, there's 4 picture or mirror corners in that one. And that looks like candle wax underneath that. Odd, there you go. And a couple of studs of some sort. Anyway, that was a £5. Can't remember what that was. Full of, just a pretty tin, but it's full of tacks. So, they'll clean up, they'll be alright. I've got so many of these tins, which I used to use for storing stuff in, which I don't anymore, because I've come up with a better system, but I like them, they look good. Boar's head's got some big old nuts in there. Let's try to get the lid back on. Anyway, that's that. So that was the first, that was our starter for 10. Then where did we end up with? Right, then I've got this little gem. Stanley block plane. In box, a little bit of damage. But the plane itself, never been used, the fella said. He was cleaning out a relative's garage. That's where most of this stuff comes from, dead people's relatives, unfortunately. But a complete block plane. Not in mint condition, and definitely some pitting on here, so it's going to take some grinding to get that flat. But I haven't got one. And I thought, oh, I'll have that. And he said a tenner. And I said, will you take 8? And he said, yeah, go on. So I got it for £8. I think that's marvellous. £8 for that. And it's a lovely weight to it. So very usable. That's going to go in the usable side of my workshop, or my collection. Even though it's got this lovely original box. Stanley 9.5 adjustable block plane. £8. From there, I spotted something else, and I thought, oh, I'm coming back for that if it stays on, and I'm glad I did. In the meantime, I found some quality, and I do mean quality pliers. Straightforward Stanley Phillips screwdriver, the blue ones, they're nice. But these, I'll have to get my glasses. These, small, and they are small. Have a look. What's that? That's 5 inches, those pliers. They're just lovely. Let's have my glasses on so I can read what I'm doing with. These ones are Wilkinson's tools. I don't know if that's the same people as make the razor blades. And Albio. They're lovely, and they're mint. They're absolutely mint. Love them. Then there's these odd pliers. There is a name on there. I can't read it. I think it's upside down. No, can't get that. I don't know if anyone in there. It says Germany on the side though. But there's a small set of cutters there, and there's a pin that goes in a slot actually. But they're very specific looking long nose pliers. I don't know what they're for, but they're just screaming quality. And this other pair of long nose pliers, which are a little bit stiff, And they are Elliot Lucas, Elect High Tensile, Cranach, England. They need a little bit of oil, but they're very really high quality. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that was £4. I think. Yeah, I must do these videos when I come back because the prices go right out of my head. Pick that up. A nice Rayburn or Rathbone spotless tape measure, or relatively spotless. I've seen an awful lot worse. You like that, do you? Do you like a Rayburn? Rathbone? Yes, yes you do. 50p. Handy little, lovely little thing that is. Pick these flat nose pliers up, and you can see like a duck bill. They're a bit tatty, but again they're quite good quality. They'll clean up nicely, and there must be a wartime issue. There's an arrow in the centre. Yeah, so once they clean up I might see some other marks on there, but the slightly odd shape in the arms. Now whether that's just bent over time or it was meant that way, I don't know. And it also looks like there might be some sort of odd crimp in the top piece there. But a little bit of investigating to go. Nice little find. I found some GPO. Well, they actually said their footprint on there. PO inched, it says, 1977. These are what I knew from when I was an electrician. These are GPO screwdrivers. Not that one, that's obviously a little red Stanley. But, yeah, these are 1977 footprint screwdrivers for the GPO office. And they cost me £1. I think that was £1. 4 of them. Lovely. What next? Now, this was a bit of a turn up for me. Let's get the right ones. I spotted this. Well, what commonly known as Stilsons, although they're not Stilsons. But I spotted something that caught my eye. And on here, what I could see without my glasses, it says Woolworth. Now, Woolworth is a part of London that I come from. I'm born and brought up there. So I thought, I've got to have those. And I later saw when I got it made in the USA, so I assume it's an American company. And then it says Genuine Stilsons. Some nice interesting red paint in there. Mauve red dark paint, I don't know. Number 14. And I thought they all clean up really well. There's nothing wrong with them, all the bouncing in all the right places. That cost me £1. And then I went down the next row or two, never seen this before, so completely new to me. And I found this. And this says Woolworth Company made in the USA. Slightly different design, as you can see. I should think this is older. No diamond. There's a diamond shape there. There's no diamond in the top. And the spring system, there's a spring in there, which is different to the spring on the outside there. Same company, never seen before, and then I see two on the same. And that cost me £4. I couldn't believe it. I got that one for £1 and that one for £4. Slightly different at the bottom as well. Look, there's a place to hang it on this left hand side. Which one is older? Don't know. Gonna have to look into that. That'll be fun to look into. And the company, the Woolworth Company. Look at that. There's a different spring on there again, which isn't on that one. In really good shape when they're cleaned up. That was a lovely find. That's those. And then while I was there, I picked up this big old boy, which I think is off the railways. No maker's mark that I can see. But there's a nice, I don't know if you can see that, a nice number 7 in the jaws. A lovely font. So it's got some nice age. That'll be cleaned up. I've got a few of these. They'll look nice together. So that's that big boy. That was £6. Now, I had the idea, after I found those telecom tools, it'd be nice to make up a telecom toolkit that I used to see around when I was on the tools. And I found the same bag on a different stall. These are leather, really high quality back in the day. A GPO toolkit. I've had several of these in the past that were given to me. But this one will clean up nicely. I'll have to be my new one, and I'm going to fill it as best I can with the appropriate tools. These first will be my first 3 once I've cleaned them up. That's how they used to be. So that's a little plan of action for that. You're going to feel that was £2, which is really quite nice. Sometimes they say GPO or telecom depending on the age, but there's nothing on this one. So there's that. Just on the travels, because I saw it. It's lovely old OXO tin. Again, will clean up nicely. My mum used to have one of these. Hers was hinged. This one isn't, so it's either older or newer. But I just couldn't resist. And that was £2. So that was on the way out the car boot. Which is often when you find things, isn't it, on the way out. And then I went back to that store where I spotted the thing I was umming and ahhing about. And it was this. This beautiful, and I do mean beautiful. What's that size? It's 2.5, 3 inch. It's not even 2.5 inch. It's 260mm or 2 3/4, 2 3/8 inch jaws. How odd is that? The thing of it is, it's covered in this black paint mostly, and I cannot see a maker on it. It's got some age. It is old. Look at that lovely lip on the bottom, so you can fit it against the edge of your work, your bench. But it's bolted onto a base. And I've never seen anything like it. And the action of it, the action is so smooth. I cannot tell you. Unless you handle lots of vices, you probably wouldn't know. But that is so smooth. It's real quality. I don't know if I'm going to take the black paint off of that. It looks a bit like treacle, but somehow it adds to it. And I think I'm going to leave that as is. But he had it, originally, look, he had it for 15, but he had it marked for 10. And my wife, who's very good at the bidding side of the job, she got it down to 8 for me. So credit where it's due. But that is no make, but a stunning little thing. I really am going to like cleaning that up. Oh, there you go. Oh, is there not? No, I can't see anything in there. Anyway, very nice, very nice little vice. And that was the haul for today. Oh, I got it for, did I say I got it for 8? I couldn't remember. I got it for 8, because that was 8. And so that's my haul for today. All these bits and pieces. Nice quality stuff. Beautiful 5-inch pliers there. It's got somebody's initial RR. Little Rathbone 50p. And all the tins and all the other gubbins. So there you go. That was my haul for today. Broken thumbs up. And see you next time. Is that alright?